are live. Oh my god, this is so exciting. I haven't been live for such a long time, and just right now I just felt the urge. But let's get straight into it. So why am I live today? I will be preparing a masterclass for you. It's going to be a free masterclass, which is basically a continuous, kind of like an upgrade to the course that I have released, Get That Job. And all of this is going to be on a topic of salary negotiation. But as I said, this is going to be an upgrade to it. It's not just going to be, kind of like the tactical part of how exactly to negotiate things that you get what you want. It will be on the topic on it, but from a different perspective. We're gonna flip the perspective a little bit, and we will be looking at it from the point of view of why, what is the energy behind that? And today, this live is about why do you actually want the salary that you said that you want? There's nothing wrong with wanting it, but we need to know why you want it so that we can look at it from a perspective of how do we actually tap into that. Okay, all right, so it's a big topic. I do have actually, I wrote down some notes. Hi George. I did write some notes, but when I'm writing down notes very quickly, I can't really read my own handwriting. I mean, this is what I wrote. I cannot read anything. But let's just get to it. All right, so what I saw a lot when I had interviews back then in my recruitment era, when I had interviews with my candidates, was that if I would question a little bit why they would say that they want a certain salary, or sometimes even without my questioning, they would just say it straight away this way. They would say, well, this is my salary, and you're supposed to be moving 15-20% up when you are changing a job. I'm like, who set these rules? Like, why? Is this enough money for you? Is this way too much? Way too much money? There's nothing like way too much money for you. But anyway, right? But why this number? What is behind that number? And so often the people would kind of just hide it behind the logic, right? Of what they have been told, what the rules are, what people say. Who said that, by the way? Who said that, right? But again, there is nothing wrong with wanting a certain amount of money, but it's good to know why we want that, because every time when there's anything that you want, it is because you want to have the feeling connected to that. So let's kind of make like a case study, right? Right now, if you have a pen and paper, it would be the best so that you can then you can write down the questions if you don't manage to answer them right now on this live. And then maybe you can just sit down with these questions and write it down for yourself. But let's just say that you are right now on a job interview. I have had so many of them, so you can feel free like you're the really recruiter. So you are on an interview right now, and I'm asking you the question of what is your desired salary? What is the amount that you want to receive monthly, yearly, however it is in your country, how you're talking about that? And now, even if I ask you why, what is it, right? Now, obviously, most probably you wouldn't say these things to a recruiter, but maybe in your head is like, well, right now I do have enough money to pay the rent, I do have enough money to pay the cost of living for my family, but we cannot do any leisure activities, right? We cannot go on vacation. So, for example, you say, I want to have enough money that I can be taking my family twice a year on a vacation. Now, I would continue asking you as your coach, like, why do you want that? You would say, well, because you're supposed to do this, right? No, we're scratching all the supposed to. So again, coming back to why do you want to go on a vacation with your family? The more you're tapping into these whys, you will understand the feelings behind why you want to do certain things, why you want to have certain things. And so maybe you would say, well, because I like when my family connects. It's a time when we can relax. It's a time when I can relax. Finally, I'm not working. So the more and more deeper you will be getting into your desires and into what you actually want, you will realize that you are most of the time, you are coming back to actually basic needs and basic emotions, like need for safety, feeling like when you're gonna have more money in your account, you will feel more safe. When you will be able to go on vacation, you will relax, so maybe you just want to chill, right? There might be a feeling of maybe if you're gonna bring more money to the family table, maybe you will be more appreciated. But whatever there is, again, there is nothing wrong with that. But you want to understand what is the feeling behind that, so then we can actually try to get you to that feeling as much as possible during your everyday life. Because the thing is that when we are talking about money, we are actually talking about energy, right? Money is a man-made concept. It doesn't actually exist. It's just a mutual agreement of everybody on this planet saying that money, this piece of paper, is worth something. The number in your account is worth something. And then we have decided to use that as the energy for exchange. So considering that it is an energy, we can also get to this energy without actually having physically the money first. I know that if this is the first time you're ever getting into this concept, it might be a little bit difficult to understand it. But at the beginning, if you just kind of understand the rules of money as energy, even if you don't fully get it on a physical or emotional level or the conscious level yet, just kind of maybe even think about it as a game, right? So get through the emotions and your desires and your needs about why you want the money, why you want a certain thing. And maybe if you will find out that it's maybe about the feeling of safety. Then even question what is it in my current life that makes me feel unsafe? What is it that would make me feel safe, right? Maybe really maybe, to be honest right now, there's nothing coming to me, but even if I'm gonna say feeling appreciated, right? You feel maybe you're gonna bring more money to the table, to your family table, maybe your family will appreciate you more. Maybe your wife, your husband, your kids, they will appreciate you more. And so why is it that maybe you don't feel appreciated enough right now? Maybe it is actually just a conversation that you need to have at home, or maybe it's not about this one vacation per year that you can pay, but it's actually the feeling of bringing the family together can be done over a dinner table, right? The thing is that I'm not right now trying to get you to a place where you will not get higher salary and you're gonna be happy about it. But by the way, if that would happen, I want you to be happy. So yeah, in a sense, yeah. But we want to get you to the place where you initially said that you want to be. But the moment you understand why and you will understand the energy behind it, you will be able to kind of tap into that frequency of that. You will suddenly get it automatically. Because based on the laws of the universe, you don't really attract what you want, but you attract the person who you are. You attract the energy that you are already vibrating on. So if you will think about it in a point of kind of a frequency, right? Maybe, I don't know how it is right now with if you're driving or if you have just a radio at home, because I don't have any of those at this moment. But I remember it so much from when I was younger. I'm a 90s baby. When you have the radio, when you kind of have to tune into a frequency to get to a certain FM, right? To get to a certain radio station on which to get to the frequency where the radio station is being broadcasted. So if we are thinking about being in a certain frequency and the salary and the desired feeling and emotion we want to have is on a different frequency, how can you tune into that? So let's say if I am craving the feeling of having fun, right? I want more money to be able to do more activities to have more fun. How can I have more fun right now to tune into that frequency of where I'm having fun and with that I'm gonna get more money? I know it might sound a little bit crazy if this is your first time ever getting into this topic, but try to even just play it as a game, right? If you don't take it seriously right now, it's totally fine. Keep not taking it seriously, but just try to kind of play it as a game, because why not? What is there to lose? Right? Worst case scenario, you're just gonna have a little bit of fun playing game. But I can kind of promise you that it works. It has worked for me so many times and really on so many different levels. And obviously, with my clients with whom we are working one-on-one, we are tapping into this based on exactly their priorities and what they want, what they're maybe lacking, where they feel that they have the lack of. So, of course, when I'm working with my clients one-on-one, we get into these things more deeply. And yes, then all of these things, it's so amazing if you can connect them with the tactics of the world that we live in, whether it's the stuff that I can help you when it comes to, all the things that I have learned throughout my years in recruitment, and how I see that company works, what I see that works or doesn't work on job interviews. But if we first don't come to this from the place of you knowing what you want, you knowing your worth, the tactical part is kind of worthless. It's not going to do much for you, because yes, you can get to the point where you can negotiate yourself a higher salary, but because you don't know how to tap into the frequency of having more fun, feeling more safe, feeling loved, loving yourself, it doesn't matter if you're gonna get to the vacation, if you're gonna get to the car, if you're gonna get to the certain amount of numbers in your bank account, you will still not feel that, right? And we will constantly be into the place of chasing more highs, chasing more and more and more and more, because we always think that when we get to the next level, we're finally going to feel happy. We're finally going to feel fulfilled. We're finally going to have the thing that we want. But a part of us as humans, and part of us as like being in this constant evolution, is that you will never have enough. You will always want more. And the moment you keep constantly wanting more for the wrong reason, such as my neighbor has it, my boss told me I should want that, you will not actually feel satisfied. And unfortunately, ultimately, it will not bring you to the place you actually want. And at some point, you're gonna be like, why am I doing all of this? So I don't want you to be in that space. So that's why I decided to have this life. And I love this. I actually am really loving this. I feel like I'm gonna have more of these. So stay tuned for more. Maybe I'm gonna announce them, or maybe I'm just gonna hop on the way I did right now. I will also turn this actually into a podcast if you want to find it later. I think I'm just gonna download it and post it on Spotify and YouTube so that you can get to it. But with all of this being said, the reason why I wanted to have this conversation right now is so that we can actually discuss it further on, because as I mentioned at the beginning, I will be holding a masterclass. So this is a one-woman show, just by myself. So I haven't yet prepared it to know exactly the day, but most probably it's going to be from like 2 weeks from now. So that will be probably in middle of April 2023, just in case you're watching this in the future. We will be basing this on the information that we have already learned in my free course, Get That Job. So please, if you have not done the course yet, if you haven't signed up yet, make sure to do that. And especially the part of when we are talking about salary negotiations. Altogether, the course has 23 lessons, and it's really done in this like really bite-sized, nugget-sized lesson, so that it's easy for you to come in, have this very specific lesson, and leave again, because we all know how quickly we can get disturbed in our lives. So it's not like 1 hour long session. So 23 a few minutes videos. And then we will be on a higher level. So it's really an upgrade of the course. If once you will sign up for the course, then obviously also you will get an invitation to this masterclass that will be taking space. If you don't know for whatever reason to the course, you will, of course, you can still join the masterclass. Once I have it ready, so bear with me. I'm doing my best, okay? I'm doing my best. Once that will be ready and prepared, you will find the link for that in my bio, and we will have the replay from the masterclass as well, even though it's going to be live. But you're gonna show up live because you will be in that energy, and you can right away ask your questions, and we can in a way maybe do a little bit of the hot seat coaching on the spot. Clearly, as you see from my energy right now, I love being live with other people, so we will do that. And let me know in the comments, if you're watching also the replay of this live, if there are any specific questions you would want me to get into when it comes to this topic. I can create more lives on that as we are getting ready for the masterclass. Woo! Okay, I'm super excited. I will see you soon again. Have an amazing rest of your day.